Welcome back to Bachelor Buzz, the best place to come for recaps on your favorite reality TV dating show if it's still your favorite. And the latest in Bachelor Nation news. Sorry guys, you know why. We're your hosts, Irena
and Julia. And today, we'd love to say we're doing a recap, but if it's a shit show, I don't think it's really recap worthy. So we're kind of going to just lay it all out for you. We will summarize what happened, obviously, for those who didn't watch, but we're not going to go all into the details because what we think is more important to talk about is the finale. Just what the hell happened last night after the final rose. I will say I am drinking tonight, even though I'm a little sick. You can probably hear it in my voice, but it's just a cold. I'm almost over it. This is 19 crimes. I was looking in the grocery store and I was like, oh, 19 crimes. Oh, Arena's got wine. Anyways, obviously for fucking Devin and Marcus for all those fucking bullshit things that y'all have done to our girls. What are you drinking, Arena?
I am drinking, I've talked about this one before. I'm going to show the bottle. It's Black Girl Magic Riesling. And it's just a really great, if I could. Okay, guys, you heard the title. So
you can see it. I read it. I read the label.
And
those who listen can't see it. It's all
types. They have different types, but the Riesling's one of my faves. And I just felt like I wanted to have a glass tonight.
Yes. After last night, I'm like, I'm a little sick, but I could probably use a glass. Although I was drinking tea. That's how sick I was last night. Aww. I had tea, and now we're gonna spill the tea. Whoa. Yes. But yeah, so if you guys watched, I'm sure you guys are all feeling
sure you've heard
sad. I feel sad for Jenn.
Yes.
How do you feel, Arena?
I was speechless after the finale. I was speechless towards the end when it all started going down. And I felt I felt for her so much when she was trying to say what happened, like in the very beginning of her explaining it, and she was still crying. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, what happened? And I just didn't know what to say. And it just felt so bad. And I know we're getting into this, but he didn't really apologize to her.
So we're talking about Devin.
Yeah, Devin. I'm talking about Devin. He didn't really apologize to her. He was just very much like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have did that. My bad. Or like, it was never.
I feel like we should say what happened a little bit.
We are going to say.
In case people didn't listen.
But that's just how I was feeling. I was speechless. I didn't have any words. I was just shocked. And I told my husband, I was like, I need time to process this because this didn't even personally happen to me. But as a viewer who enjoys this show and loves this lead and thinks she's an amazing woman that she is, this was horrible.
Very, very horrible. Yeah. All right. So quick summary. We do see them meet her family. Everybody's skeptical. You
love her brother.
More time. Brother,
and mom and aunt.
Yes, and his brother is what, girlfriend or wife?
No, the brother, her best friend, her mom, and her aunt.
Yeah. In my defense, I was a little sick. And I blacked out later because it was like so much.
Yeah, we didn't really hear from the best friend.
Yeah, so like they think she needs more time, whatever. She goes on more dates with them. Marcus is very wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Jesse's like, you got to tell her if you love her.
If you do, yeah. And they didn't even actually have their last final date because she went to him that day and was basically like, what's going on?
Chasing him. Once again, Jenn, I'm sorry. That was the one thing that I'm like, girl, stop. Stop it. It's not helping.
She keeps crying. Well, no, he keeps crying. Sorry. He is having such a tough time when he's talking to her. He's like shaking. And she's basically like, you either see the future with me or you don't. I'm either the one, I know you want a family and kids, but is it me? And I like how she was just like, hello.
Yeah. And I think also something that she said, she's like, but you're like scared. He's like, I'm very scared. And she's like, you should be excited. Yes. Why are you so scared? And he's like, I don't know. I'm just scared. And it's like, all right, bro, we don't want to be scared here. That's not true love. I'm sorry for everyone out there who's dating. Please know it shouldn't be scary. Yes. Obviously, the fear of the unknown is scary.
Of course.
But the known
You
you got to put a little faith in it. Yeah.
exactly. And you shouldn't be frightened. He literally seemed like he was
He
frightened,
was
shaking.
scared.
If you're acting like that, you don't love the person and
Yeah.
you need to get out of that relationship. And
That's
you,
your gut saying get
yes,
out.
exactly. That is your instinct, your gut, your
Yep.
intuition. If you believe like in God and the Holy Spirit, everything, that is it telling
Mm-hmm.
you to not do this. And for her to see that, I think she finally really saw it because she said
Finally.
she was caught up before anyways, which is fine. Like, of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Let yourself love. I think it's beautiful that she felt love for this man. But, and obviously we know about the allegations outside of this, but we're
Ugh,
looking at it through the lens of just the show and
yeah.
what we knew on the
Although, not
show.
gonna lie, at some point she's got to find out. And
She
even at
must
that
know,
point, we were like, where are we? Why aren't we talking about this?
right? No one ever brought
Yeah.
it up.
So she supposedly still doesn't know at this point. But so Jesse had told him, you better tell her you love her if
Mhm.
you want to be here.
Yeah.
And then he just is like blurts it out. Honestly, it kind of gave Jen it would like as we learned in our last episode, they're both Taurus,
Hmm.
um, zodiac signs, and it just kind of was funny that she blurted out, "I love you, you idiot," to Devin to keep
Yep.
him,
Hmm.
and then now Marcus is blurting it out because I'm so in love with you, or whatever he said while he was
Yeah.
crying, and also talking about how scared he was and how it probably isn't a great idea.
Hmm.
Um, he blurts it out, and then she's so you could see she was just like, "What?" Her brain like had to short circuit for a moment,
Hmm.
and everybody was like, "What?" And she had to like excuse herself, and then what she said, like, "I need to
I love
go. Like it's
him.
over." Yeah,
Yeah, like she was just kind of like, this is not
yes, not what I want.
basically she shouldn't have to like wait around waiting for him to say whether he loves her or not. And she gave her all to him. She gave so much opportunity for him to say that he loved her and he didn't. And the fact that it just felt like he was just holding on to her without saying he actually loved her, without committing, just wanted to keep
Yeah,
her there. And her
breadcrumbing
brother,
her.
yeah, and her brother was like, "This is kind of reminiscent of, your past
The others,
relationships."
yeah.
And she was like,
And she even said, she's like, I'm so tired of like giving so much and not
yes,
getting that same energy back.
yeah,
And like, this is just 100. I mean, this entire episode was just her giving literally her heart and soul to these stupid men
hmm,
who, like, literally, would she even have talked? I mean, definitely, like, would she even have talked to him outside of this? Like,
no, I don't
I don't
think
know.
so. I mean, we don't know because we're not her, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
Whatever. I wouldn't have.
Um, but I wouldn't
But
either.
no.
Um, but
So
basically, Marcus is gone. She eliminates him, and that's it.
bye.
So
Yeah.
it just leaves Devin. And the next day, she wakes up and she said she wasn't feeling quite like I feel like the next day waking up, if Marcus was already gone and she knows she has one person left who's a sure thing, pretty much, why
Hmm.
wouldn't you be more excited? Like, why wouldn't you be more like, okay, I'm ready to go? She seemed more like,
Yeah.
and you know what I think? I think maybe deep down, even though she did love him, of course, I think deep down in her gut, maybe she thought something wasn't quite right. And that is why it
Yeah.
took her so long to say that she loved him. That I think
Yeah.
that was her instinct saying, "Mm, something up with this man.
I agree.
Something."
I think that I think it was two things. Like, maybe on one hand, she knew he was different
Mhm.
from what she was used to. And
Yeah.
she knew that in order to break a pattern, you have to do something different.
Yeah.
So I do applaud her at
Yeah.
like the bravery it takes to try a different kind of man
Yes.
dating him, you know?
Yes.
And then on the other hand, he was love bombing her, you
Yes.
know, from the beginning.
So much.
So I think she was just kind of like caught up in that, and like old Jen would have run away from it, but she really wanted to dig in and be like, no, this is right for you, Jen. But
Yeah.
in the end, who was right? Her mom. You need more time. Sorry. Yes, mother.
Yeah.
I
And
am all for more time. Like this, the fact that
yes.
these people get engaged on this and they just act so engaged after. Like maybe
Yeah.
just a little cute necklace or something. Maybe just be official,
Yeah,
oh,
right.
I chose you. We're dating now.
Yeah.
That's how it is in the real world. I mean,
Yeah. And her brother wouldn't even give him his blessing. I don't know if it came after that because they didn't show that, but
mm,
during the time when Devin met her family and he asked for her brother's blessing, her brother being James, who's such a great
yeah.
brother, by the way,
Oh, so great.
fantastic older brother. Like, he's amazing.
I know. I was like, I
He,
hope my son, like, if I ever have a daughter, is like that with her, protective and also
yeah.
just guiding her.
Yes, it's so
Real.
important. Like having, I mean, I have older brothers. One passed away, but I still have the one
Yeah.
brother. And yeah, like you, no matter how old you
So
get, you're just
special.
like,
Mhm.
does this seem like a good idea? Like honestly, I ask my brother sometimes, like, do you think like right? Is that
Am
is
I getting this right?
like,
Help.
does this seem like a good idea? I don't really know. And
Yeah.
he was so fantastic. And I'm so glad he was like, yeah, I'm not going to give you my blessing right now. And he was just so chill about it. He was just like, I'm not going to do that right now because, I haven't met the other guy. And
Yeah.
and if the brother thought it was like this was a really amazing person, Devin, it wouldn't have mattered if he met the other guy.
Yeah.
He would have just
Agreed. Especially if
taken
he
him.
was like, wow, he's different from the
Hmm.
guys that you dated in
Uh-huh.
the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
yeah,
so
so we
so
move on
then she
to
spoils it for everybody. She
mhm,
tells
and
Jesse, you want to
I know
say it?
that she's gonna propose to Devin.
She's like, I choose myself.
Yeah.
And myself chooses to propose to Devin. And it's like, girl, you're doing too much. He
Yeah.
would, he's
He
going to
doesn't
propose
deserve
to
it.
you.
Hmm.
I feel like, you know, definitely I support women who propose to their dudes.
Hmm.
But like, if I knew my boyfriend was going to propose to me, I would let him do it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not, it's like, I actually did consider, did I tell this story on the show?
No.
already? But I considered proposing to my husband,
You
dead
did?
ass. I did. And that is because we were
Yeah.
like 3 months into COVID. My brother and sister in law got engaged. And I was just like, I'm trying to like plan my wedding. Like, when is my wedding gonna happen? They're planning theirs. I'm getting older. I'm 28. I was like, I need to plan this wedding.
I'm
So
sorry.
I was getting antsy. Oh no, not 28. I was freaking 30. I was 30. I was like, I need to plan
Sorry.
my
Just too
wedding.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I remember just looking like absolute COVID shit. I didn't have COVID, but like, when you like didn't
Yeah.
shower or like do anything,
Well, there was no point in doing like the extra
just
stuff. Like,
yeah, I had not brushed my hair in like 4 days, like whatever. I was just doing me, not working, getting my little government checks. There was a period. Luckily I did get out of that quickly. All right, I wasn't just in a rut the whole time, but like I actually remember looking in my bathroom mirror being like, just do it, just go get one of those like rings that you have and just put on his pinky. Just go do it. Just go do it. When are you gonna get engaged? When? And I remember I was like, Julia, no. He wants to. Like, my husband is just like the kind of guy who like likes planning stuff and like he wants to do it.
mhm.
So, anyways, I think that's just what I'm trying to say, where it's
Yeah.
like I get that she's trying to like choose her or whatever, but I just feel like it's the producers. Like, I don't think Jen really was like, oh, I really want to propose. I think the producers was like, hey, you're in love. Like, why don't you just like kick it? We got to get this season a little bit spicy. Like, you have one guy, it's you. This has happened before. We've told everyone nothing like this has happened before. Let's do something different. Here are
Hmm.
your options. And like, I mean, I think people were saying maybe she'll propose to him. That is
Really?
something
I
we were
don't know.
saying. Some people,
Was it?
I
I don't
think we
remember.
mentioned it in our last episode,
Oh, okay.
as like other people were saying it. I didn't
Oh,
think
okay.
it was happening,
I'm
but
so
like,
traumatized. I don't
yeah,
remember.
people have. I know. I honestly like this whole season. It's been like a fever dream a little bit. But like, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, all power to those who do it. I really do think it's a
Exactly.
cool thing to do. It's very modern. But like, I just feel like she was. influenced by the producers. I just don't think
Mhm.
it was like genuine.
I could see that because I
Genuine.
was kind of wondering where that came from. And then also, in the very beginning of this season and just before the season, they kept saying something's going to happen that's never happened before. They were definitely referring to her proposing to him. This was before they broke up. So they were referring to that only. And I feel as though, like you said, in relationships where there's someone who identifies as a man and someone who identifies as a woman, if that woman wants to propose to the man, that is totally great. That's your choice. I think it's important that people should be able to propose to whoever they want to. It doesn't have to be a
Mm-hmm.
gender role, of course. For me personally, no. I was not going to propose to my husband. My husband needed to
Yeah.
propose to me. And I feel like in this situation with Jenn, I like that she was being different. And I do think like that is a really good theory that producers were in her ear telling, or her producer, her specific producer was in her ear telling her, hey, great idea. I didn't even think of that. So I think that's a really good theory for sure. But I also feel like even before we know what Devin truly is, he didn't deserve that proposal. He didn't do
Nope.
anything to earn that proposal. I don't care if he was love bombing her. Obviously, we know now it was trash because he's trash and he's a
All
scumbag.
for the TV,
But
I think. I mean,
yes, like this is ridiculous. He did not deserve it. And the fact that I think I heard afterwards that he said something like, if she hadn't proposed to him, he wasn't going to. No, you were going to propose to her. You got the
oh
ring
my
from Neil
God.
Lane. You met with Neil. You got the ring. You were all like, this is the perfect ring. And you were ready to do it yourself. So, no,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
like
think so.
backtracking.
He's
Like, oh,
backtracking like
I had been
crazy.
feeling doubts. Shut up.
Shut up, dude. Because you were the one obsessed with, she won't say she
No.
loves me. Oh
I
gosh.
want to know that I'm the one.
I want to know I'm the one so what you can drop kick her after? Mm-mm. You're trash, man. I don't
Oh,
even care if he knows and he hears this because I'm sure he's hearing stuff, whatever. But the fact that,
yeah.
like, she did that and it was this beautiful thing, and then I want to
Ugh.
say for the show, because I know it's heavily produced, I know this has been planned, but like, I'm kind of like, if you were going to show the proposal anyways, because she said in like, I think it was Us Weekly that she wanted Devin to see that proposal again, like, she wanted him to watch it. I feel
Yeah.
like, why didn't they just show it and then get
And then
into
we do
it?
it.
Why was it
Yeah.
like,
They
let's watch
dragged
her
it out.
cry and react in the reaction cam while they're showing this, and he is right next to her. And apparently he was asking her during commercial breaks when she wouldn't look at him, why aren't you looking at me? What do you think, fool? What do you think? Why should she look at
Dude.
you? You didn't apologize. He never
Dude.
owned up.
This this
Mm-mm,
right here is
mm-mm,
why they should
mm-mm,
have cocktails at
mm-mm.
these things so
Mm.
that she can throw them into his face.
Mm-hmm.
There should be
Something.
cocktails all over,
Something.
maybe a broken smash a beer bottle.
Something.
Like, oh my God.
Something.
Oh my
She
God. What a
kept, but she
dick.
kept
I
her,
can't believe he
I
said
know I'm
that. I
skipping, but
know.
she kept her composure and she did cry, but she's, first of all, she's a pretty crier. So, and
Oh.
she kept
Oh.
her composure. She told him what's up. She was very clear about
Yeah.
what she was saying to him, and he couldn't even really respond because he knew it was all true. He knew every single thing, and then
He,
some, which she didn't say
oh
was
my God.
true. And he just sat there like, oh yeah, no, like, yeah, no, I
Regretfully.
regretfully was too late in saying no,
Oh my God. He was like,
no.
I told you as soon as I had, a problem, whatever, I shared with you my feelings right away. And she's like, you took 2 months. And he's like, well, I did, there was a delay in my, honesty or
What are
something.
you,
It
a
was so
politician?
stupid. He sounds like Trump. I'm sorry. This bitch is so obsessed with Trump. He
Mm-hmm.
sounds like Trump.
He's guys.
I don't care what he's been liking.
Mm-hmm. He's
I
just trying
don't
to
think
cover his
he's voting
tracks.
for Kamala. And a big part of me is like, oh, to our listeners who like Trump, like,
You
sorry.
can like Trump,
I
that's
don't
fine. But like
I
we think
don't
this guy, we
I don't
were
like
putting his
him either. I don't
political
like Trump.
views. Right? Like we were putting his political views to the side. We heard about all that stuff, who he was, what, like,
Yeah.
posts he was liking, and we were like, okay, okay,
She
those are his
doesn't
political
know.
views. She doesn't
Yeah.
know. We're going to still look at the show through the lens of we
Yeah.
only know what's happening that we see. But he's a scumbag
But
outside of that, okay?
also like she would know by now, at
Oh,
least
yeah.
getting to know him.
So
I
why
mean,
didn't that
what?
bother you,
You
Jen?
don't talk about any politics? Like, I'm pretty sure that she, I could be wrong. I feel like she did say in one of the interviews that, like, she wants to know their credit score and who they voted for.
I think she did. I definitely remember the credit score part. But yeah, because one of those interviews that she gave at the beginning before the season aired, just before it started, when she was doing all those interviews on the press tour, I believe
Yeah,
she did mention that because I do remember the credit score
she
part for
did.
sure.
So, like, if that's the case, then whatever. Maybe she likes Trump. I don't know. I
Maybe she
mean,
does,
it's
but
like, ugh,
this
whatever.
was
I mean, maybe
so
they
bad.
bonded over
This
that.
was like
Shocking, but
so awful. Like this was I feel like almost he almost tricked us all. And it's so funny to look back and see that Sam M, who could not articulate enough. I'm sorry, Sam, you couldn't articulate this, but you saw it. Thomas Wynn, the minions, saw it, but wasn't really articulating it enough either. And unfortunately, these two guys were so problematic during the
yeah.
season that it was hard
And
to
they got a bad
decipher.
edit. They
Yeah, they
got a
got
bad
bad
edit.
edits. It was hard to separate what they were actually saying about Devin and who they were. Oh, and not to mention, like you brought up before we started recording, I forgot about Aaron Erb.
Aaron Erb.
Hey.
He is laughing. He is like,
He is
I knew that
cackling
book would
to
help.
himself with his pearls. He is
Yeah.
cackling somewhere
Clutching
right
his
now,
pearls, twiddling his pearls, reading
twiddling his
his
pearls,
book.
going like, I told you so.
Yeah.
But
I have to
Aaron,
say he is vindicated for sure.
he is,
Even Sam M, he did keep the main
he
thing,
did.
even though we don't know what else the fuck he was saying at any other
Yeah.
moment. But
No. Yeah.
yeah, Devin definitely
He was the true
is
scumbag. Devin is
giving
the
here
villain.
for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad because like I think you know what? I said it earlier, I feel sad.
Yes.
I think I feel betrayed.
Yes.
I feel like one of my best friends got played,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like, and let's be honest, we all know someone slash have probably had something like this happen to us. And we all know someone who this has happened to,
Yes.
where like you're with someone and like maybe you just started really dating, you introduce them to the family, and then boom, gone or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, or wishy washy or long distance
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that this happened on national television,
Oh,
especially after like hyping up her love story for so long,
yes.
it's just like I don't like that ABC did it this way. Like they could like you said, they could have aired it all and then been like, unfortunately, this is how it turned out.
Yes.
And then we would have like at least been like, wow, they didn't know either. But
Yeah.
they orchestrated the after the final rose
Yes.
for the most maximal drama and
Yes.
intense emotion from the
Yes.
cast. And
Yes.
that I thought was not cool.
It was not.
Like when they started, they asked her, oh, can we air it? And she's like, you're gonna anyways, or whatever. Sure, fine, whatever. Like she's literally rolling her eyes at Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little mad at Jesse. I mean, I know it's not his fault, it's his job. He has a job,
Yeah.
but I don't know. He could have changed the words or something, or like laid
Yeah.
off of it, or even. I mean, I don't know. I just kind of look at Jesse as like a protector. I'm like,
Yes.
why did
I
you let
was a
that
little like
happen?
Jesse, like, and I know that like he probably was given a script and everything, but like,
His
I'm
goal was to do
sorry
this. Is what
to,
we're gonna do.
right? And I feel like so like Jen did say in us weekly interviews, she did say that she knew they were going to do all of that. Nothing was a surprise.
Mhm.
However, doesn't mean she would liked it. She probably felt obligated by her contract to let this unfold the way it did. And because like you said, before Jesse actually was like, "Okay, let's take a look at this proposal." And she was like, well, do I have a choice? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
she
that's what
didn't
she
want it.
said.
She didn't want it, but she
She
knew, like,
knows she had
this is
nothing.
kind of how it's
Yeah.
going to go down. I feel like, even then, like, even after like the proposal and she was starting to like sob again, and we unfortunately, like I said, saw that reaction cam and her sobbing. I did not need to see that.
Yeah,
That
her
broke
in the
my
corner
heart. That
sobbing.
was
I was like, turn
horrible.
this off. I literally was like, I kind of
Please.
want to turn it off.
Yes.
But at the same time, like,
I was like,
I
I can't,
mean,
like,
the
can I
drama
block out
lover
that
in me was like, I
square
gotta
in the,
watch it. Ugh,
yes.
and I hate that. I hate that.
And it's like it's just the fact that after he was like Jesse said you should feel empowered. You are so strong
I
and everything.
know.
And okay, I get the point of that. I understand like trying to
I
lift
loved
her up,
that.
but
They just,
that's not like I wouldn't want to hear that at that time. I'd be like, yeah, I'm strong, whatever. Like I would be like,
yeah,
you guys just made me sit next to this man while it aired. She did say she wanted Devin to watch it. However, I'm
yeah.
almost like, could she have been backstage when he watched it?
I
Could
feel like
they have forced a meeting of them before this show to
they literally
talk?
should have given her a baseball bat and she
Like,
could have just whacked him. Sorry, just kidding. I don't condone
yeah,
violence
we don't
or
condone violence
abuse.
here or even abuse
I not
online.
a
We
real
don't
baseball,
condone
like a
it.
blow up one, like a
We
funny
don't like
clown baseball bat.
this was the most there are so many people online who have said they've been watching this show for years and this has been the worst ending
This
to
is
a
the
season
worst.
they have ever seen. And I've only seen certain seasons and I took breaks, right? And I came back in when we were on a high with this show.
I
Things were
know.
going well. It was like boom, love, boom, love, boom,
I
love.
know. We
And to
had
come
high
to this
hopes.
where Jenn is an amazing individual. It's not Jenn. She's an amazing lead. She was a fantastic lead. She is smart. She is beautiful. She is strong. She like has been incredible. I truly feel like one, the way this After the Final Rose ATFR was shot and the way that they decided to do everything, the segments, was wrong. I think they should have
Very
switched things
wrong.
around.
A
Golden
hundred
Bachelorette,
percent.
Joan, I love you, Joan.
Oh
I
my
love you,
God.
Joan. I
That
love
pissed me
Kelsey's
off.
dad. I
Literally
hope that
blacked out during
if it
that.
didn't, if Joan doesn't end up with Kelsey's dad, Mark, right? If they don't end up together, he'd be a great bachelor, golden bachelor. He's
Yeah.
fantastic. But I didn't care to see any of that after
I did
watching that
not care at
horrible
all.
miss.
I was seriously like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was like,
Why am I
really?
trying to be excited for Joan? Get
Golden
the hell out of my
Bachelorette.
face.
I was like, what
Sorry, love
the?
you. Gonna see you in a few weeks. Let's
Literally.
let Jenn heal. I
Yes.
would have liked if all of the all literally every girl in the crowd
Oh,
just like rush the stage and give her a freaking group hug.
yeah.
Like chant Devin, get out of
It
here.
was so
I
bad
just like we needed a lot more for
for
Jen.
Jen.
And then we wake up
Oh, yeah.
and there are some posts, obviously. Oh, the Bachelorette finale, blah blah. But
Hmm.
I gotta say, our entire feed
Hmm.
was Dancing with the Stars.
Stars, baby
Cast has
girl.
been
Baby
announced, and
girl.
both Joey and Jen are on it. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, a last ditch effort
Hmm.
to bring, to write Jen.
Yep.
I mean, great for her. I
Yeah. Fantastic
probably
for her.
will watch, actually. I'm very excited. Iona Mar is on there. Iona. I like her. She's cool. She's very fun. She's the Olympian, the rugby Olympian.
Right. I'm gonna
She's
root
on
for
it.
her
So like
too.
I'm like, okay.
Um,
Ilona
but
Mar.
I
So
was,
whatever. I think I might watch now. But like, yeah, now Jen's on there. And I'm like, they're just trying to distract us from the horrors they inflicted on this girl.
they're trying to make up for it.
Yeah.
And Joey did
Last
say
minute.
at the
It's
end of
literally
the
her cropped
episode,
photo into their pictures, their
he,
promo pics.
he
Like,
was like, at the end of the episode, he was like, I just want to say, from the Bachelor franchise, we are so sorry. And I am
mm,
so sorry. He even said, I am so sorry that this happened to you. And like you said, we all know this was a last ditch effort because there was a people like a People article or something, a post on Instagram where they were saying in the article that she and her dancing partner, Sasha Farber, found out that they were going to be on the show, like
Literally
literally
right after. Yeah.
right after.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. It's
So
like,
we knew
wow,
Joey was
great.
going
So
to
they
do
weren't
it.
even
I wasn't
thinking of
surprised.
her.
Yeah, they weren't
Could
even
have had
thinking
her
of
lined up
her. They
already.
just threw her in. And, but like we said, you take this, Jen, and you make it work for you. You go, girl. You
Ugh, is
take
she
all
good
that
at
money you're going to
dancing though?
get.
Like, I don't want her to
But
get
she's an
embarrassed
athlete.
again.
She's an
I
athlete, and it really
know.
helps to be an athlete coming on that show because they
That's
do
true.
hardcore training and
That's
dance, and you
true.
really have to have that
And
background
she's cute. She's
to
beautiful. Like
survive.
maybe this will turn into something good, but it's like
It
I almost
will.
feel
I
bad
think it
for
will.
the leads who have failed relationships because
Mm.
it's almost like taboo slash like looked down upon if they go on Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, yeah. Like
You know,
Rachel, Rekia.
like Rachel went, although Becca went and she found her
True.
now husband who
Yeah.
she proposed to. Again,
Yeah. A
cute.
little
It
different
can be
though.
very cute. We can definitely like that. We stand that. But
Yes.
under the right circumstances, aka people
Yes.
who are actually super in love and know what they're
Yes.
doing.
Yes.
Anyways, but yeah, like, it's like kind of sad that like it's so not obvious when the lead will just like, okay, well, like they'll be on Bachelor in Paradise, but like no, they gotta wait a few seasons. If she's still single in like two
And
or three
and
years,
even
maybe
then,
she'll go on.
will she want to? Because this has been so
Mm.
horrible that I feel like for Jen, she's 26. I feel like she's going to meet a wonderful man that for whatever reason she was meant to go on this journey, the Bachelor and Bachelorette, and be the first Asian Bachelorette, which she did a
Yes,
fantastic job.
everything does happen for a
It
reason.
does happen for a reason, but whoever
It's
she's meant to
true.
meet and be with just wasn't ready for her yet. And I don't know if
Yeah.
that guy is part of Bachelor Nation. I don't know if he will be part of Bachelor Nation, but I know she will find the most amazing relationship and she will be like, okay, all that other stuff, for whatever reason, was meant to be. I was meant to go through it. But she's going to
Yeah.
find an amazing guy. But this has just been so horrible that I can't even. And I just also want to say, like, I am frustrated because I truly feel, regardless of the fact that she was their choice for Bachelorette, they did not cast for Jen. That is so obvious.
Oh
And
my
whenever
God. Oh
they
yeah, we didn't
don't
even
cast
mention.
for the lead, they
This
set
is
the
what
lead up for
happens.
failure. And they set her up for failure. And unfortunately, this also happens a lot with the leads of color.
Yep.
Just gonna say it because we live in the United States, guys. We live in this world. This is why I think they also announced Grant so early because they wanted to make sure that they cast women that actually want to not just date him, but marry him and actually see a future with a man who's black. So, like, I feel as
Not one
though,
who thought, a Daisy or a Maria was gonna be the Bachelorette.
and a lot of them did on this cast. One, a lot of them did. Two, I don't think a lot of these guys were ready to even be married or get
Yeah.
engaged. They just aren't in that stage of their life. And that's their
Yeah.
story. That's their journey. Whatever. But that wasn't for her. Maybe find older guys that are in their
Yeah.
30s, early, mid, late 30s.
That's
Find
what they need to
men.
do. That was the original Bachelor, like an actually
He
established
was in his
man
30s.
who
Yeah.
wanted a wife.
Hmm.
It's really sad.
It's
I think
gotten
that
younger
this
and
is
younger.
this is literally like the culmination of like what it has come to.
Yeah.
Especially for a Bachelorette. It's like it used to be this like great opportunity for someone to find love.
Yeah.
And now it's really getting played by fuckboys
It
and
is.
narcissists.
It's trash
And
now.
who knows what the fuck
Yeah.
Marcus was,
Oh, we don't even know. That's the thing with Marcus. We
Like,
still don't really know who he
it's
is.
so annoying because I feel like there's this huge facade for him that
Yes.
like if you really dig deep like we do and like our
Hmm.
peers and like podcasts where it's like, there's a lot of allegations out there and like if there's smoke, there's fire. Like,
Yes.
I'm sorry, but like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm not concerned about this stuff.
Yes.
And
Yes.
like the fact that none of that was brought up last night
None of
when
it.
Jen's own brother was in the Reddit threads
Hmm.
asking for information about Marcus,
Yes. And some of
learning
the other
about it,
guys. Yeah.
he said something to his sister.
Hmm.
If nothing else, he said, "Hey, this is a rumor."
He
Can
must
he
have
figure
told
it
her.
out?
He must have told her after it filmed, though, because I think he was in there like
Yeah.
around April and she would have been filming, so he wouldn't have had contact with her. But he must have told her later. But even then, like, yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't hear a thing about Marcus. We still don't know who this man really is. And I feel like in general, her cast just wasn't it. A lot of these guys, for her, were trash. And in Devin's case, he is trash. So, like, I
He's
feel
broken.
like
And I
he's
feel for
broken.
him, but broken people cannot
I don't
just
feel
walk
for
around hurting others. Like,
exactly. I don't feel for
gotta
broken
heal.
people who do not do the work to make themselves better. And he tricked us all. And I feel like he was never really my favorite, but I had a feeling he was going to go far. It was more
Yeah.
like looking at it at this group of guys and not including some other people that are pretty great. Okay. I just want to say that. Like, I love Grant. I'm glad he's the
Jonathan.
bachelor.
Yeah.
Jonathan,
Grant.
he had
Jonathan
that
Grant.
thing,
Jeremy.
but considering he was better. Yeah, Jeremy, not this is not about them. This is more about the people that we saw, like the Devons and the Marcuses, the Sam M's. Like,
Yeah.
this is about those type of people on this cast. The fact that, like, um, just these individuals, first of all, she didn't have a lot of options. She didn't have a lot to pick from. Let's be real. Like, it just
Hmm.
wasn't. And for her, I just can't get through the fact that they set this up for failure. It crushes me and it makes me feel horrible because she deserved so much more than what she got. This show is really based on how they cast. It really is. It's such a
Yeah.
big part of it. It's also part of them producing the show and how they heavily produce it. But they have to find quality contestants, for lack of a better way to
Yeah.
put it, and they did not do that. They did with Joey's season. They found an amazing group of women for his
They really
season.
did.
They really did. They
And
gave
for
him such.
charities, they really
And Charity's
did.
season, look at Joey and
I
Dotton were
know. I
amazing, and they were both at
know.
the end. And can I say real quick, because I was listening to another pod, and this is not what the pod said, but they were reading off what people had sent in, like texts about like their comments on the season and just on the latest episode before
Yeah.
this one. And a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, like this season has not been great. This has been lackluster. Like, the best seasons, like Joey's season was amazing. I haven't really watched it. His season was the best. I didn't watch it before then. And they even mentioned Golden Bachelor Gary, who, by the way, got a divorce, which there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with. But can we
Yeah.
say, let's not forget Charity and Dotton, okay? I mean,
Yes.
Charity and Dotton are still together. They're obviously going to
They
get
are
married.
like
They're in love. This is true love, guys.
amazing. They are
They're
so
amazing.
beautiful together.
And
I
Charity,
really like if they broke up, I would be
I would be
heartbroken.
devastated. I wouldn't even know what to do. Like,
I
but
know.
Charity, her season was so great because also she's a therapist guys by training. So she
Hmm.
really dug in and used her gut to weed guys out. Of
Hmm.
course, we had the top four. We had, Xavier, but let's not talk about that. Um,
Yeah.
but like that was an amazing season because she found true love, and Joey loved her too, and she loved him. And we wouldn't have Joey. I'll say this to the end of days, guys. If it wasn't for Charity's season, okay?
Sure.
Everyone's like, Joey, Joey, Joey. I like you, Joey. You're great. I love Kelsey. You're great. But he wouldn't be where he is on DWTS, which I knew he was going to be on there. I saw it coming. But he would not be on there. It wasn't for Charity. So, like, my point is, though, among all of this, they did an amazing job casting these seasons. They did a great job casting Golden Bachelor Gary's season. They've done fantastic. But they got to Jen's season. And because I think they chose The Bachelorette so late, and I don't know for sure, I don't know when they knew they were going to choose her, but I truly feel that they did not choose guys that they knew would be great for her. And like I said, whenever that happens, we don't get a great outcome. I'm going to go back with Rachel Lindsay. They didn't really cast for her. And yes,
Yeah.
she did get married to Brian Abasolo. I don't even know why I'm saying his name.
Yeah.
She did get married, but they're divorcing, and we all know what's happening with that. So I feel like this she was set up for failure. I feel like she wasn't given the greatest opportunity. And I almost feel like they gave her DWTS, which I think she's going to kill it because she's an athlete and I think she can really do it. And I hope she does. But like, I'm almost like, what can you do to remedy this horrible situation where this woman came on the show saying she has felt abandoned? And that she has
Ugh.
been with men who would not choose her. And then she comes on this show. She is tricked by a man who's like, I choose you, I choose you, I choose you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then literally right after his energy changes and then he breaks up with her over the phone on a 15-minute call saying, I don't choose you anymore, basically. I want to break off the engagement.
Yeah, we didn't even like go into that. He basically was just like,
15-minute
I'm
call.
not in love with you
Yeah.
anymore. And like, I've
Anymore.
had doubts and
For
like,
months. Like
and it's
right
just like,
after I
she's like,
proposed,
what? Like,
I have doubts.
they'd gone to the happy couple house and like all this. It was right before they were supposed to go again.
The
And he
night
just like
before.
talks to her for 15 minutes and
Yeah.
breaks up. Now, actually, he released some
Ooh.
screenshots of their conversation. And
Ooh.
apparently he is, but I mean, it's like alleged because who knows what people write
Yeah.
and like edit things. But whatever,
Yeah.
let's assume they're true. And
Mhm.
basically, he was saying, like, I tried to talk to you, like, you wanted to break up before, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, but at the end of the day, like, you you still kind of strung her along and things
Yes.
changed. Like she said she could feel it instantly. And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe at that point she wanted to break up with you because it was hurting her so much.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, the whole thing just seemed like a lot was unsaid until it was
Yeah.
too late and
Yeah.
feelings were already hurt. And
Yeah.
like lives were already feeling
Yeah.
maybe torn apart.
Yeah.
So it's just very sad. And it's like,
It's so
who
sad.
knows what's true, what's not true. But at the end of the day, like we had a girl on there last night who was trying so hard for the past, how long has this show been airing? She's like, every Monday is like torture to me.
Mhm.
And like this girl has stayed so strong
Mhm.
and kept it in to the point where we thought she willfully chose to be
Yeah.
single. I was like,
Yeah.
girl is just like living her life.
Yeah.
No, she has been completely burying these emotions for
Yeah.
months and like
Yeah.
now she can finally let them out on national
Mhm.
television. So
Mhm.
like yeah, I'm going to listen to her and I'm going to like support her and
Of course.
honestly, I'm just very proud of her for like staying so strong. I don't know how
Yeah.
she did it.
Yeah,
I don't
she
know
really
how.
did an amazing job staying strong in this past month. I guess, no, the end of July, over a month, since
Mhm.
they broke up officially. She has just been still out there doing her thing, doing her obligations per her contract as a Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And yeah, I am still like, I'm not as speechless as I was last night because I'm just like upset with the whole situation. I'm upset with how it went down and how she came out of this and was so hurt. And just upset like that just I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know what this season was. I don't Yeah, I just don't know what this season was. just
It was just such a letdown. And I
Yeah.
almost I don't know. It's like, what else can I even say? I think that, guys, like those of you who are listening, I think we're still processing it. Like,
Yeah.
I still just like, I'm honestly, I told you right now, I was like, if it weren't for this podcast and just
Mhm.
like our shared commitment to like, you know, kind of point out what could be better
Mhm.
about the Bachelor franchise and
Yeah.
like wanting it to succeed and be a better show for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if I wasn't doing this, I would be like, I'm not doing The Bachelorette anymore. I'm not watching it because it's just so different.
Yeah.
Like the effort they put into and the quality of people that go into it. And it's like,
Mhm.
it's like who would want to be The Bachelorette anymore?
Really?
Like, unless you literally just want to be famous or there for the wrong reasons, why
Then
would you
what's the
want
point?
to willfully be set up with potentially a bunch of like fuck boys who their backgrounds weren't checked,
Yeah.
their credit score probably wasn't checked,
Mhm.
their tweets weren't checked or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why? It's like I don't believe in it anymore. Like The Bachelor, even the Golden Bachelorette, I feel like the ones that I believe in the most are The Bachelor and the Golden Bachelorette,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, because they put
Um,
more effort into it.
yeah,
That's
like more quality
production doesn't.
people are
Yeah.
like available and willing and wanting to get married.
Mm-hmm. And
And it just
you
makes
look
me
at,
jaded. I'm getting jaded and I'm sad about that. Mm.
yeah, that is also something to be really sad of, is that fans everywhere, I think, that watch this show are feeling so like betrayed and jaded and just thinking that what is the point? And when you look at, I was looking at Bachelor data last night when I had trouble falling asleep, guys, after watching this. I was looking at Bachelor Data's Instagram, and she created a post about these successful couples from The Bachelor and Bachelorette. And obviously, in that post, she included people who are currently engaged or together who met on the show through the show, but even aren't married yet. So, on the Bachelor side of things, obviously, we have the six. We have Zach Shawcross, we have Joey, we have Matt James. They're not engaged, but they did get engaged and then they broke it up, but they're still together all these years later. And then we also had like Sean Lowe, we had Jason Mesnick, we have Ari. We have these, so there's six, right? And then you look at The Bachelorette and there's only four. And out of the four, three are married. JoJo's the last one to get married to Jordan
Wow.
Rogers. And then Charity and Dotton, who everyone has a lot of hope and a lot of like, we all know it's going to happen. Love you
Yes,
guys.
that's a sure thing.
Yeah, but just four couples out of 21 seasons that are still together. And I think a big part of that, like we're saying, even the last maybe like 7 years of The Bachelorette, I think that they just aren't finding great guys in general, and that there's just not as much emphasis put into The Bachelorette to make it amazing. We also see that obviously in their budget, it's different. It's lower because it's
Yeah.
not the flagship show. And because also the Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette are new and a lot of people like them and they get more people audience to watch, that they put more into that as well, and they're probably just also stretching their funds more because they have more shows to pay
Yeah.
for. But I feel as though The Bachelorette is not going to get better unless they put the effort into focusing on that and doing better. And if
Yeah.
that means hiring more people, contracting more people to do casting, if that means bringing in more people that will
Or vetting.
vet, yeah, bringing in more people to
Yeah.
vet. Like we were talking to Jenna from Date Card Pod, and she said they could just ask people that are fans that are hardcore that would research and just do it for like a minimal amount. Like if that means doing things like that, then consider it. Because we shouldn't let this show go to pieces. Because for a long time it was my favorite. I didn't watch The Bachelor for years, but here and there I would pop in and watch The Bachelorette. And now I'm feeling like, what's the point? Because if this is what it's going to be, this is unfair. This is like, I watch the show, I want to see a love story. I love a love story. I want to see it. But if this is
Yeah.
what's going to happen, I just don't see why I would be interested. And I would imagine there's other people that feel that way that watch this show.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, what else do we want to talk about? Like, I just, this just sucked. It
I
just
know.
like,
I think that we like kind of shared everything that happened slash we feel.
yeah.
I'm just like I'm not excited for whatever season of Bachelorette comes up. Still excited for Grant. Still excited
Yeah.
for Joan.
Go Grant, go
Still
Joan.
excited for Paradise.
Yes. Oh, love
But
it.
the bar has fallen through the cracks in the floor to the basement and
Mm-hmm.
possibly to the foundation. Like
That's a
it
good way
is
to put it.
just, yeah, it's just really, 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 really low.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope ABC, I don't know. I mean, I just hope they like do something that can really show that they care about
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
and
Good point.
minority women and like I
Do
don't know.
their
I mean,
job.
it's like it's always like, okay, maybe it was just a bad season. Maybe there's just not a good pool of men. Well, maybe only invite a few men then.
Yeah.
I think it's okay to say a lot of these guys sucked, so we only chose the top 10 for Jen or whatever, like
That'll be a more
we don't
interesting
have
season,
to
I
be
almost
like
feel
30
like.
dudes on the first night. I
Well,
don't
the
know.
Bachelorette usually gets 25. They don't even get 30 like The Bachelor.
Yeah.
They just get the 25 and then, yeah.
Or they could just take a note from Married at First Sight Australia and just become that.
Your jam, your jam, your
Just kidding.
show.
Just kidding.
Yeah, this is just, they
Yeah, I
need
think
to
that's everything we have to
have
say.
a powwow and revamp for the next season of The Bachelorette, which obviously will be next spring when they film it.
Like they took a break from Paradise. Like maybe
Mhm.
take a break from The Bachelorette.
They've done that in the past.
Yeah.
That's why there's only 21 seasons compared to The Bachelor's 20, now 29 with Grant.
Oh, I thought it was just because it was like only The Bachelor for a while.
Yeah, they
No?
took a break
Oh,
from
okay.
The
I
Bachelorette.
didn't know they took a break though. I thought it was just
Mhm.
like only The Bachelor and then they started later.
And The
But
Bachelorette started like the following year after the first
oh
season of The Bachelor because
wow.
Trista
Oh,
was on that
okay.
first season of The
That's
Bachelor.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just need to like, I don't know what they need to do. They need to get some other people in there and just work on it. Work on it. And Jen, I think you're amazing. I
Oh,
can't wait to see you on Dancing with the Stars. I
yes.
will be watching with my daughter. She's a huge
Same.
fan of Dancing with the Stars, and it's fun to watch dancing. So I will be watching, and I am so sorry that this
So
season,
sorry.
the way it turned out and what you went through, it should not have happened that way. And I know that she knows she's strong. She'll be fine eventually, but it could have been better. Should have been better. So, yeah, that's all I have.
And we wish you
And
luck, Jen. And
we
don't
wish
give
you
up
luck.
on the PA school. I
Yeah,
know all this is very exciting, but
so exciting.
you
Fantastic.
know,
Yeah, don't give
maybe
up
this is a
on,
sign that you should go back.
just like figure out what you really want and see what
Yeah.
you want to do and all that. But yeah, so I hate to like go into what we're doing, but guys, we do have like a 2 week break until the next to the Golden Bachelorette Joan premiere. So
Yeah.
we will be taking like a week off.
Yeah. Little
We need to,
hiatus.
guys, we need to,
Personally, we need a revamp.
yeah,
We need
we
a
need to,
rest.
come on, guys. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's
so
been fun. Even though
it
this has
has.
been a heartbreaking season,
Hmm.
it's still great to connect with all of you and
Yeah,
still great to just kind of like,
yeah,
I don't know, like hope for love. Like
yes.
it's still
Hope for
just fun
that.
to like hope for that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
That's,
it's the end
yeah.
of season 2 of Bachelor Buzz.
That is Bachelor Buzz. Is season 2 is over. Thank you so much, guys, for being
Yes, thank you
tuning
for
in and
following our
listening.
journey.
We appreciate you, and we're gonna have special guests again next season, and we're gonna
Yes.
keep on going. And yeah, look for Joan's season premiering September 18th. We'll recap that, and we also will have we'll try to do a profile because that's what we do of our
Yeah.
leads. Profile
Hmm.
on Joan and hopefully her men and
We may even have a little bracket going.
whoop whoop. Exciting, guys.
So if you're
Stay
into
tuned.
that,
Mhm.
we'll share
Do
more
it
details as they come up.
for sure.
All
So
right. Have a great week. Week
thank
2 weeks,
you.
guys. Have
Yes,
a
have a
great,
great 2 weeks
great
off
little
of
break.
Bachelor, and we will see you then. And thank you so much.
All right. Bye.
Bye.